question received from one of our super clients this week was, does Super do conversational intelligence? The answer, of course, is yes, with an asterisk. And this week in Illuminating Super, we're going to walk you through how to actually set up your Super account to have conversational intelligence. Now, before we dive into all of that, let's take a second to talk about the difference between conversational AI and conversational intelligence. Conversational AI refers to technologies like a virtual assistant or a chatbot on a website that actually talks and interacts with customers. Conversational intelligence is the ability for the system to look through a transcript and offer best next steps or additional training depending on what was said in that transcript on that call. Now, when I said that Super does conversational intelligence with an asterisk, I'm saying that we do the intelligence part of the conversational intelligence. You still do need a tool that actually records the transcripts and sends it back to HubSpot, or you can use HubSpot itself in its sales and enterprise. But how do we do this? Let's walk through it. Your conversational intelligence is actually going to be served via a process rule and cards. Now we're going to set up the intelligence part of the conversational intelligence in the back end of Super. Now how we're going to do this is via cards and process rules. We will set up cards, well actually you'll be setting up cards outside of this call, but cards are where you're going to be putting all of your training, including competitor battle cards, best next steps, and ways to handle objections that you can then serve to your sales rep whenever that certain phrase is mentioned on a call. Once you have those cards set up, you're then going to go into process rules and build out all of these process rules depending on when things are said inside the transcript. To build the process rules, we're going to go into the back end of Super, we're going to go to processes and then rules and then create rule. Now on that first page, this is going to be the basics of the rule itself. The very first thing is you're going to choose the object, and that is where this training, this competitor battle card is actually going to serve. You can see we have the native HubSpot objects here, but we can also do any of the custom objects that you have in your own portal. Next up, you have what type of rule is this? It can either flag as an error, warning, or positive, and this is just going to correspond to the color that is in there. So green, yellow, and red. For training and this purposes, I think warning would probably be the best option. There is potentially something that's going to be wrong with this deal that can be fixed with the training that you're providing. Then we have the name internal. That is just for the organization that for your backend of Super. The display title can actually be left blank. Or if you do put information in this display title, it'll actually be shown in the list or Kanban view so you have a quick understanding of what is wrong with that deal. The rule text is what is going to display at the top, and then you're going to connect your card. So again, if a competitor is said, you're going to connect the competitor battle card so that it actually can serve. Next up is design. So the design is actually the ability to embed the card or have it link out to more information where the card can pop out. No, this is up to you. If you want that information to be front and center, we recommend embedding the card. Now, audience, if you're one of our pro users, you can actually designate this card for a specific team inside Super. So if you only want your sales reps to see this, you can actually designate it so only the sales team sees it. The last tab is the logic, and this is actually where the fun of conversational intelligence comes into play. You see across the bottom, we have filter, group, and association. Now, association is the ability to actually do cross-object validation, meaning we have this rule set up to flag on a deal, but we can actually look through any associated object in order for this rule to flag. For in this example, depending on what conversational tool you're using, if you're using HubSpot Sales Enterprise or Sales Service, you would go association, at least one matching call, and then you'd be able to filter by tracked terms. You can set up tracked terms in the back end of your HubSpot. Now, if you're using another conversational tool here at Super, we use Grain and love it. Grain actually sends back summaries to HubSpot via a note. So in this case, if I were to set up the conversational intelligence, it'd say there's at least one matching note where the note body contains any of that phrase I am looking for. And that's how easy it is to help set up conversational intelligence using Super. And that's also just the tip of the iceberg of what you can do with process rules. Now again, we do the intelligence part, you do need a conversational tool. If you're using Sales or Service Enterprise, you already have access to the call recording and track terms. You just need to set it up in the backend of HubSpot. If you don't have Enterprise with Sales or Service, you can actually use something like Grain. That's what we use here at Super. They'll actually push back notes into HubSpot. Happy sales coaching. As always, stay awesome, stay supered, and go get those deals closed.